Hey, welcome back to Kona Review. Today, I'm going to do a short review on Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Is this the game what you really hope for? Is it one of the must-buy games for your 2020 year-ender game collection? First off, I'm doing this review as a gamer who's not really into Dynasty Warriors type of gameplay. I find those games kinda cheesy and too repetitive. I know some of you can relate to that, right? But I'm gonna give this game a fair shot and an honest review. So let's see and find out if this is the right game for you. Okay, first of all, I would really recommend that you should put a mindset and treat Age of Calamity as a totally different game. Don't be expecting to do a free roam on a big open world Hyrule map. There is no exploration here. There is no town or NPCs to interact with. All you have is one giant map display. Think of it as a giant quest board. Everything is just point and click, or should I say, point and press A. Let's talk about gameplay. This is what really matters. As I mentioned earlier, all you see is one giant map. Story quests, challenges, materials gathering, training grounds, blacksmiths and shops will be unlocked in the map as you progress from the story. The story quests and challenges are like TV episodes. Pick an episode from the map and you will be teleported straight to the battlefield. It would have been nice if they somehow managed to give you freedom to explore the map, right? But then again, it is designed to be a Dynasty Warriors type of game. Combat is where the fun begins. You get to see great visuals and flashy animations during combat. You will have a blast starting out as Link. He has an array of weapons at his disposal, single-handed and two-handed weapons like axes and spears. Each weapon has its own attack animation, and don't get me started with rune abilities, stasis, remote bombs, cryonis, and magnesis, just like old times. And the best part about it, every hero or champion that you unlock gets to use these rune abilities as well, each with distinct attack animation. The heroines of Hyrule definitely kick ass in this game. It is such a visual treat, and the variety of attacks that can be unlocked and the combos that you can come up with will keep you entertained for a long time. Surprise! Hinox is back. This one-eyed giant is just one of the sub-bosses you will face along the way. And if you only knew what you would do to his kind in the distant future. You will see Talus and different variants as well. It's pretty much the same strategy, just hit the weak spot above their head. And who would forget this guy? Our favorite Lionel. This beast gave us problems the very first time we crossed his path back in the Breath of the Wild. Don't worry, you'll see a lot of him and his kind as you progress throughout the story. In addition to that, you will also get the chance to pilot a divine beast. How cool is that? In this kind of stages, you'll basically just go from point A to point B and wreak havoc along the way. Just make sure you don't sustain enough damage to get shut down. You'll literally kill enemies by the thousands. Piloting these majestic beasts just adds another whole new experience and reliving the history of the Breath of the Wild campaign. Another good feature is the two-player split screen where you can co-op with a friend and kill hordes of monsters together. The bulk of your gameplay hours is mostly grinding enough materials and rupees to upgrade your weapons and leveling up your champions. That could mean replaying a certain stage again in order to farm the needed monster parts if it is not available in your shops, or just you need the rupees to train and level up your champions to the maximum level cap possible. There's a lot of content in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, but it will require a lot of grinding. There's a lot of playable characters to unlock as you progress. Imagine upgrading and fusing each of their weapons alone requires a lot of materials and time. So if you don't mind the grind and you're quite the completionist, leveling the weapons alone and maximizing all their combo attacks will keep you entertained and busy. What about the story? I'm not gonna dive into details and spoil anything. For me, it's pretty much subjective and it depends on what you're really after. The story narration is great. There will be cutscenes available whenever you play a main story quest. It is going to try and fill in some blanks on what you have imagined when you played Breath of the Wild. Just don't expect a novel type experience in storytelling. It can be vague at times and probably leaves you hanging at some point, but it's just enough to keep you entertained. The audio and dialogue is great though. I'm just not a fan of Zelda's voice. Zelda sounds sick though. I mean, she probably has colds. The voice actress probably had colds during the time of recording of Zelda's voice. Yeah, that's probably it. Kidding aside, everything else is awesome. Sound effects and soundtrack is a true trademark of Legend of Zelda series. Finally, let's talk what you might not like. Playing Age of Calamity involves a lot of repetition. Just like any Dynasty Warriors games, you will be clearing pretty much the same monsters over and over again. My advice to you, play at least on hard difficulty settings. Playing this game on default normal settings will get boring too quick. Monster AI is not that aggressive and pretty much dumb. A lot of them are just standing still. You will only get real challenge if you're up against at least 2 mini-bosses at the same time. Sub-boss battles are a lot of fun, but you will face them too quite often. You will just face an upgraded version of them in your future encounters. My next complaint is that only Link gets a costume customization. Everyone else is fixed to their attire, which kinda sucks. It would have been cool if you can change outfits of every hero champion in Age of Calamity. Lastly, frame rate issues is common in this game. It is to be expected because there are a lot of things going on during your battles. Imagine hundreds of monsters that are displayed on your screen. There will be dips in frame rate on occasion, but it is not a deal breaker. The real question here is, are you game with the repetitive grind? If you are, this game is for you. Thank you for watching and thank you for showing support. Finally, reach 100 subscribers! Woo! Small steps at a time, and I promise I'll improve on my content and keep you guys updated with the upcoming new releases. And hopefully, PS5 too. If I ever get lucky on getting PS5. You know how hard that is, right? Well, thanks again. And if you're not a subscriber, please show support and hit the subscribe and bell icon below. Hit it, please. And thanks for watching. See you next time, and let's get back to gaming.